segment of Black Spring with Autumn on the perfect storm on your Sunday. And we have just a few lines and some thoughts to come right up. Hi, everybody. It is Sunday, and I am happy to be back with you again. And I just want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this segment of Black Spring with Autumn and the Perfect Storm. And I want to say hello to Marcy T, Fancy Truth, and Tinfoil Brat. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Just one quick word of thanks to our patron subscribers and, of course, viewers like you. Oh, thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Marcy T, I really appreciate it. We're going to get into a few lines on this segment, and it might be a little bit of ironic, some irony. Hi, Luciano. How are you? We'll be right back. This show is brought to you in part by our sponsors. Whether you're interested in health, culture, politics, scripture, automobiles, or music, please check out Derek C. Williams, Killer Whale Channels, The Definition of Anarchy, Marcy T, Joseph Francis Burton, Paralysis by Analysis, Chrysler Imperial H, Little Miss Goth, AZ Infidel, Cold War Jesus, Anthony Scioli, and Let the Truth Be Told. We'll be right back right after this. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this segment of Black Spring with Autumn, and I really appreciate you guys so much for coming in on the perfect storm ahead. All right, guys. So we're back, and I'm unmuted finally. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. So we have a couple of lines that I want to get into. One specifically is coming out of the National Geographic, and it deals with the quote. It's a liner entitled "A Controversial Quest to Make a Contagious Mocktail." So we're going to talk about that. That comes from that'll come from the National Geographic, for any hacks out there, or or any defectors, defectors on this channel. And also, we will deal with a liner that comes out of the Gateway Pundit that says that the U.S. Army reduces its numbers as it struggles to find recruits who want to enter the military under Joe Biden. So we'll see what that looks like. So we're going to start there on this segment. And of course, the pendulum will come out. And yes, the pendulum will come out in just a second. So I hope you guys are doing well out there. And then we may get into one other liner. We'll see what happens here. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the Gateway Pundit. I'm going to go ahead and put the link out here. Let's see what they have to say. All right, say hello to everybody in the stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen with you on this first liner. Yeah, so there we go. Let's get going here. All right. So the first one we're going to go with to the Gateway Pundit on the reduction in the numbers. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. Like I've heard a lot of people say that they, this wouldn't be a time of service that they would do. Pui Dem is here. Pui Dem. How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, so let's go. All right. On your screen, you have from the gatewaypundit.com, U.S. Army reduces its numbers as it struggles to find recruits who want to enter the military under Joe Biden. Okay, this was actually published today at 6:05 p.m. So I don't know, maybe we'll have a look at some comments for once. We don't really do that around here, but maybe we'll do it today. And of course, it's interesting to hear from you guys, per usual. According to this, Biden is as dangerous for the U.S. military as he is for the American public. Okay, we'll keep going here. So I apologize for all the abs here. It says 13 U.S. military men and women were slaughtered by an Islamic, that T word, Joe Biden let out of the prison at the Bagram Air Base. So as you can see, it looks like this is this shows a Kabul airport suicide bomber who murdered 13 Americans was set free from the Bagram prison after Joe Biden abandoned the U.S. base in July. Hashtag Biden effect. So you can see, does that jog your guys' memory there? Okay, so we keep going here. You got a double star here. Under last year in 2021, the U.S. military targeted Republican naval officers with phony investigations to get them kicked out of the U.S. military. The double star, we have Democrat lawmakers use the anti-American hate group, SPLC, and, quote, cancel culture, end quote, to attack members of the U.S. military. Another star point here is the Biden administration imprisoned several U.S. veterans for participating in the protest on J6, including U.S. veterans who never entered the U.S. Capitol that day. And another point there here, they provide that Joe Biden faced a massive class action lawsuit over his mocktail mandates for the U.S. military. So it should be no surprise that the U.S. Army is struggling to find recruits who want to enter the U.S. military under the current regime. According to the Breitbart.com, they reported that the Army this week admitted it was having problems recruiting and announced an unprecedented reduction in its numbers that would shrink the active duty Army to its smallest size since World War II. Quote, we're facing obviously some challenging conditions in terms of our ability to recruit and attract talent, end quote, Undersecretary of the Army Gabe Camarillo said at a press conference on Monday. Camarillo blamed a, quote, very tight labor market, end quote, for the Army's recruiting woes. Quote, what we're just seeing is given the particular conditions of a very tight labor market, our ability to meet all of our projected recruiting goals were a little bit challenged in the fiscal year 22 and fiscal year 23, end quote, he said. Camarillo said that our Army's end strength, or total numbers of forces, would go from 485,000 soldiers currently to 476,000 in the fiscal year of 2022, which ends in September, and further down to 473,000 in fiscal year 2023. Okay, so, if you got young guys out there talking about or pondering, I don't know where you stand, but, I do see some comments here. Somebody says not taking a job where experimental injections are required. They say wrong time in the Army. So you're getting a lot of interesting comments here. Of course, then naturally you would. Of course you would. Daddy Days, how are you? Thank you so much for coming in. Two hats, Jermaine G. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's just plug in a couple comments here. Fancy, yup, Dallas, but Sacramento is getting more traction. Two hats says they want to reinstate the draft. Jermaine G is here. Thank you so much. Let's see. I missed a couple of. Angry Conservative is here. Hi, Angry. Daddy Days. Okay. Marcy T says no one wants to fight Thank you, Fancy Truth, so much for coming in. I really appreciate you guys are the absolute best around. I appreciate the support. Angry Conservative is here. Nice to see your shining star on this Sunday. Nice to see everyone. Let's see, who else did I miss? Anyone? Da da da. It's Marcy T. Hi, Marcy T. How are you?
Here, let me find this to turn this off. Okay, there. All right, that's better. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Four Eyes tonight. That makes me better
nobody's doing it better than Marcy T.
So I just wanted to add on there. I joined the military back in, what was it, 1987, I think it was. And I wanted to join, not because of the president, though, but I just wanted to join. But if it was today,
negative.
I am. And then to say that this was the most popularly elected person ever, this should just tell you right there that this wipes that right out there, doesn't it?
The pickings are slim, Marcy T. It's getting more, a little far-fetched, right? Is that what they call it?
And they don't pay enough in there for.
Okay.
In the first place. I mean, you're basically working for peanuts. And then they want you to do all this other stuff, and then and then to be behind this guy who can't even take I mean, he has to blame everyone else. That's not a leader. A leader takes responsibility.
Ooh, that burns, Marcy. Ooh, that burns. That word, it burns.
A leader, let me say it again in case anybody didn't hear. A leader takes responsibility. It doesn't pass the buck to everyone else and start blaming some other man. Come on.
Thank you, Marcy. Thank you. Marcy, you're never a hair out of place, okay?
Oh, I know. My hair is always coiffed and perfect. I'm just
well, we absolutely love it. You're burning. You burn, Marcy. When Marcy speaks, she burns. So get out of the way.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't want to. So you're not surprised that this is. And let me tell you, I've heard a lot of that from veterans. I have. I've heard from veterans like you.
Yeah.
A lot. I've heard from paratroopers. I've heard from people from all branches, similar things. Whatever happened to that guy? Do you guys remember the guy? Was he an ex-Marine that came out saying that he was going to basically blow the top on everything? He was going to blow the cover off of everything. He was saying that he was being. I think he was being, because of what happened in Afghanistan. I think he was the soldier. I don't know if he's a Marine or what was his branch, but he got into trouble, I think, for speaking out against. He wanted, accountability or something on the level for some of the things that for the mismanagement or the accountability during the whole Afghanistan situation. And they wiped him off the scene. I don't know what happened to him. Was he a psyop or was he?
They do this. This is how it happened. This is how nobody talks. Nobody says anything after they do these kind of secret missions or whatever you want to say they are. Because now after this, we all realize the truth, right? That these wars are not started by the reasons they say. It's totally them. Just any reason they want, they give, and then they start the conflict. So we see this now. But this is what they do. There was a general name, I think his name was well, I can't even say it right, Petraeus or something like that. And this was during the first Bush Senior invasion into Iraq. Anyway, he came up and he was going to blow the whistle on everybody. Well, they took him and they eviscerated him in the court systems. They took all his ranking. They threatened his family, his children, his wife. But this is how they do it. And we all know it now, right? I mean, you see the movie.
Yeah. Okay, so I remember the name. It was a Lieutenant Colonel Stuart Scheller. You know, he was the Marine that basically was calling for the.
They will eviscerate anyone, and they'll do it physically as well as mentally. These are some evils, so that's why people don't open their mouths. Right.
Well, I get that. I get that. You know, that they're pretty much, you know, pretty tight-lipped after they don't talk about it, or they're just told, you know, I don't talk about it.
Well, a lot of them too, they can't take the being defamed. You know what I mean? They like their position on the earth. So they won't talk anyway. But the ones that want to and they get a little wild hair up their butt, well, they're soon to not even be here on the earth anymore. There's a certain couple, and they were president and first lady at one time, and they're said to have a suicide list. I'm not going to name them though.
Wow.
You'll get on that list pretty quick if you keep like me. I'm probably on it now, so I'll say it now. I'm never going to kill myself, nor will I kill anybody else. Okay. I'm not.
Wow, Marcy T. There you go. Now, see, we had somebody that's come in that has been in a while. It's Zero, the Infinite Renewed. How are you doing, Zero?
Now, Zero.
Nice to see you. Right. So we've got Marcy T on screen here, and she is just, you know, she's breaking us up and giving us the truth. And, you know.
Well, go ahead and tell us some more then, Autumn. What else do I have to bitch about? No.
Well, okay. The next one is going to be a little bit more touchy because it's going to deal with mocktails.
Okay.
It's coming out of the National Geographic is, you know, let's see what they're on about. Okay. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. And for those of you just coming in, we do have Marcy T on screen right now. So we're going to leave the U.S. Army reduces its numbers as it struggles to find recruits to serve in the military under Joe Biden. We're going to leave that one. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, but we're going to go right now to another story that deals with, of course, mocktails. That's what we call it around here. If you don't know, please ask somebody in the audience to fill you in. Or Marcy can fill you in. Marcy can fill you in 30 seconds.
I just did. Mocktails.
Yes, Marcy can fill you in really quickly.
Where
so
we're
let's
at
see.
now, it's down to here already. We've already used this whole part up of the arm. It's down here to the wrist now. For the
Hey, what are we gonna have tracks on your arm? Is that what they call the railroad tracks?
Yeah, from the government.
Okay, so we're gonna pull in. We're pulling into the stop here on this next one. So let's see what we got here. All right, according to this, the controversial quest to make a contagious mocktail. All right, let's see what are they doing now? This is coming out of National Geographic now. Science, be careful. We want Marcy to tell us the origins of science right after this.
So-called.
Are we the Enlightenment yet? Are we enlightened?
Yes, I always wanted to be in that group too. Not anymore.
Oh, ta-da-da. Who do we have? Somebody's knocking on the door.
Who is it?
Oh, swing. Announce yourself. What's the code word?
What's the code word? I don't know what the code word's right now.
My friend Angry.
Angry's here.
Hi, Angry.
Hi, Marcy. How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm good. Thank you.
Welcome in, Angry. What have you got for us right now?
All I'm gonna say is there's a group of people in Germany that doesn't believe the mainstream media right now.
Okay.
I don't know if you have it on deck, but there is a. I don't know if you have Twitter, but Jack Posobiec's showing a video on his Twitter that's coming from Germany, and people have flags of a certain country that here in America they're saying is the bad guys over there.
Oh, wow.
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 Yep.
Oh my gosh. So where can we find that information, Angry?
Let me go to my Twitter. I will pull it up for
This
you.
is
I will put it in
blowing up
the
in your
I will
face,
put it
isn't
in the private chat, and I'll let you show it
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
got a bookmark on Twitter.
This
Okay.
is incredible. I told you, Autumn, didn't I? We don't have to wait weeks anymore or months. It's every minute a new thing comes up on us.
There you go.
Okay. So that's right. So let's just have a look at Angry's coming in hard with the for Soviet status with the conflict update.
When the mainstream media, when the so-called the resident at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and George Soros says that this country's the bad guy, I'm gonna attend to look into matters for myself.
Well, we already have been angry, not to say that you're behind or anything, but that's what we've been knowing since the beginning. I saw a video of a man walking through Kiev showing movie sets.
But yeah, Jack Posobiec put it on his Twitter. So
okay, so I'm gonna go ahead.
Go
Angry,
for it.
sorry.
Go for it. Let the people see it.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop us in there.
People go.
All right, I'm gonna take us over right now.
No, Pharaoh, let us go. We're not doing it with you no more. We've had it with you.
Okay, so I'm going to zoom this in and try to give you guys. We're going to get full screen for everybody and everywhere within the sound of the stream. Okay, so here we go. We're going to play this right now. So here is this is Jack Posobiec, and he says, "Wait, what?" So this says rally in support of hashtag Russia on the roads of Berlin. Thousands of cars came out to support the Russian Federation. The flags of Russia, USSR, and the airborne forces been displayed. Hashtag Germany. So I'm going to
this is in German. I will warn you now, it's in German. I do not know German, but yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hit the button right now. Are you guys ready? All right, here we are.
Официально сказали уже больше 5000 машин.
He said, this is a bunch of cars and a motorcycle.
С этой и с другой стороны люди едут.
That sounds like Spanish. Wow, this is hilarious.
Вот так! Вот так!
This is hilarious. I love it. I guess they want to fight.
Wow.
This about this is in Germany.
I love it. I'm glad.
И этому концу и края нету.
Busted. We know.
Yeah, that is one of those things that because of the internet, it's not days, it's not weeks, it's not months, it's not years.
Now,
We get it in real time.
Mhm.
that's great.
That's huge, huge. Wow.
And the
well,
thing
very
about
nice.
it, you know what I did, don't you? Because I don't trust Twitter. Guess what I did earlier before I actually showed up here? It's on I have it on my computer. I have the actual video on my computer.
Oh, you downloaded it?
I downloaded it.
Well, thank you. We're glad. At least
Well,
it
thank
gives
you.
us something that everybody is not sleeping. Thank God.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. You know, of course, we
I
always
don't-
go ahead.
I don't actually think it's an old video, Pre-Dem. I don't think that's an old video.
Who said it's old?
In the chat, Pre-Dem.
Oh. Freedom.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, we always say we encourage everybody here to do their due diligence. You know, you decide. You know, you decide. You do your due diligence. We always do that around here. So I appreciate you for sharing that because I've seen some things, but I haven't been really doing a whole lot of coverage on that. I have not been, but I did give you the coverage on the actual military response to, you know, what's going on. Let's to that end. Do you guys think that there's a draft that's coming? Either one of you, at any time.
They said yes, and they said it's going to be from 18 to 55. Now, why do you think they're going to be that wide of a? I mean, you can't even join the military at that age, I don't think, because they don't have nobody.
I think it's a cutoff. Like the cutoff is, what is it, like 30 something, 39, 38,
Yeah,
39?
and now they're going to draft.
No,
up to
it's 30.
55.
It's 35.
Yeah,
The
now
cutoff for military.
they know what they're doing. Yes, they're going to try to implement one if this continues. But if that's a new video and that's what's going on right now, that gives me a little bit of hope. Because they must know that we know.
And the thing about it, people ain't stupid. People are starting to, and like you said, Autumn, we just want people to check their facts, to actually know what they're talking about when we talk about stuff like this. I'm doing my due diligence. And Marcy knows that as much as I actually talk about what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. I don't speak on something if I don't know the actual facts of it.
Exactly. And that's all we can do, right?
Exactly.
Just get out here because they're not telling the truth. The truth has to come from us.
Well, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure there'll be more to come. And that's why I'm always thankful that you guys can come on and share, you know, perspectives and share things that I haven't seen. You know, to me, I find that news it's a collaborative effort. You know, somebody said a long time ago, we are the news.
Mm-hmm.
And well, like I said, we'll see. We'll just keep following. We'll keep following every bit. But yeah, I wanted to bring up.
But we need to get that stuff out there when we first see it. Verify it first, but get it out to people for one simple fact. You know that's probably going to be taken down within the matter of hours.
Yeah.
That video will probably be taken down because they don't want us to see this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They want to keep us in the dark.
Absolutely.
Just like there's a certain operation in American history called Operation Mockingbird.
Yeah.
If you want to know a little bit about that, look it up for yourself. It's called Operation Mockingbird.
Yep. And you got Operation Popeye. You got Operation Paperclip.
But
Go look
Marcy,
at all.
let's just start with Operation Mockingbird, and then we can send them on these other ones. When they understand Operation Mockingbird, they're not gonna be like,
Right.
they won't know what to say. Just start with Operation Mockingbird. Best start that you can have.
Mhm.
All right, so we're going to go on to this next thing. Thank you so much for sharing, Angry. And we're going to go over to this next situation, which comes out of the National Geographic. I'm going to tell you something. You know, I think we all used to watch National Geographic, or some people had subscriptions to, you could go to somebody's house and see
I always
that
read it.
yellow binders are full of National Geographic, yellow backing or bindings of National Geographic. But I'm thinking that their left wing is showing, and maybe
Is
it
it
was
really?
showing when I was.
I think
when
they
I was,
all are. All big MSM, all of it. Magazine, books, even the books.
Well,
It's
when they own, hey, who was it? When you own the information, you can bend all you want, right? Even the science.
Hey, they say the winners get to tell history.
Yep, that's why it's his story.
All right, let's dig into this really quickly. And I'm going to be as covert as I can on this because it's dealing with mock tales. I'll see more about, I haven't read this yet, but I will see where their tone, where they're leaning on this one, because I do think that they have a high propensity to be left leaning and have a left wing. I see your left wing. All right, so according to this, the controversial quest to make a contagious mocktail. A new technology aims to stop wildlife from spreading Ebola, rabies, and other viruses. It could prevent the next pandemic by stopping pathogens from jumping from animals to people. Where have we heard this before? Does this sound like a little bit like Farsi and Farsi versus Dr. Rand Paul?
Hey, Autumn, in the private chat, I put a link into Ground News. It shows the biases of everything that you look upon, like news articles and stuff. You can see the bias.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's called ground.news, and it's what is it? It's an extension you can put onto a web browser.
Okay.
Oh.
Thank you very much. All right, so I'll plug that. I'll plug that. This one's not terribly long. It's long enough. Jeez, oh pizza. Yeah, okay. So I guess they're still pretty long-winded over there.
Long-winded.
So let me go into this just a little bit. This is a 13-minute read. Okay. Okay. Imagine a cure that's as contagious as the disease it fights. A mocktail that could replicate in a host's body and spread to others nearby quickly easily protecting a whole population from microbial attacks. That's the goal of several teams around the world who are reviving. Are we talking about GOF?
Yep.
That they've been denying?
Yep.
That the funding that came from here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And see, this seems like a cover story too, because there's going to be a bunch of stuff popping up in these mocktailed, from cancer to autoimmune diseases. So hey, it might be this, right? It can't be the mocktail.
So now they're starting to drip out the facts.
But blaming it on something else.
Okay, there is hope. Their hope is to reduce infectious disease transmission among wild animals, thereby lowering the risk that harmful viruses and bacteria can jump from wildlife to humans, as many experts believe happened
Liars.
with the SARS-CoV-2 and the virus that caused the CV-19 pandemic. Okay, here we go. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that 60% of all known infectious diseases and 75% of new or emergent infectious diseases are zoonotic. Scientists cannot predict why, when.
Get back here for a minute. What is it
Zoonotic.
zoonotic?
Yeah, that means
Zoonotic.
comes from an animal.
All right.
It's bull.
I wanted to make sure I heard that correctly.
Yeah, it's baloney. That
Okay.
is not possible. I'm
Okay.
saying-
And they're saying that scientists cannot predict why, when, or how new zoonotic diseases will emerge. But when they do, these diseases are often deadly, they're highlighted, and costly to control. What's more, many researchers predict that climate change, biodiversity loss, and population growth will accelerate their spread.
Oh,
Did you see
thank
that?
you, propaganda
Go with
machine.
that. You knew they had to go. I'm saying it's a left-leaning publication
Yeah, that's
because
really
of what
propaganda.
just with the propaganda. With the propaganda.
Wow.
Seriously, did you see that? The population growth, all these, they said that
Did they underline that themselves?
I didn't do it. I swear I didn't do it,
Wow, what a bunch of! I think the AI wrote this.
Mercy.
Some bot wrote this crap.
All right, so are you ready? Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, look.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. Mocktails are a key tool for preventing diseases from spreading, but wild animals are difficult to mocktailnate because each one must be located, captured, mocktailed, and released. Self-spreading mocktails offer a solution.
My God, we're supposed to be watching the animals, keeping them safe. And they got chasing them around in the woods with these zoonotic diseases.
Oh my God, Varsity. Okay. Hey, advances in genomic technology and virology and a better understanding of disease transmission have accelerated work that began in the 1980s to make genetically engineered viruses that spread from one animal to another, imparting immunity to disease rather than infection. Researchers are currently developing self-spreading mocktails for Ebola, bovine tuberculosis, and Lassa fever, a viral disease spread by rats that caused upward of 300,000 infections annually in parts of West Africa.
No,
The approach would be expanded to target other zoonotic diseases, including rabies, West Nile virus, Lyme disease, and the plague.
Oh my God!
Does this sound like I thought some of these things were, well, maybe not eradicated. Like some of these things were kind of
virus. The difference between a virus and a bacteria. A virus cannot be
eradicated.
okay.
Why do you think we're still fighting the flu and the common cold?
Well,
They're
what about
viruses.
the plague? What exactly was the plague? Was it
Something
viral?
made up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the plague, and then Lyme disease. Is that? I thought that was almost like an autoimmune disease. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm not real sure.
I think they lie about. See, they got everything all confused again, and we know who the author of confusion is.
Yep. The plague. Let's see.
Lague.
Like when they say the
It says the plague is a
And
disease
the plague
that
is a
affects
bacteria.
humans and a mammal. Yeah, bacterium. Yersinia pestis.
Yeah,
is it bacterial?
And that's from
Bacteria,
and that's from the CDC. If you trust them.
And see, it was Luciano says that the Lyme is a parasite carried by ticks and mosquitoes. And that's what I thought.
Yeah,
I have
Yes.
some friends that have gotten it.
But did you know they made those ticks on an island to do that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how they got Lyme's disease. I think it's called Plum Island. Oops.
I got a comment here from Tinfoil Brat. She says, the truth is they don't know much more about viruses today than they did almost 20, 30 years ago. And viruses are more closely related or categorized as parasites.
Yep. Yeah, right
Because
here.
A virus.
Plum Island, you guys, is where they made the ticks with the Lyme's disease. Plum Island is known for Animal Disease Center. It's a federal facility, the nation's most important lab for combating infectious animal diseases. Plum Island Beach, Newberry, which is off in Massachusetts.
And think about this. Why was the media trying to discredit that we have a certain kind of facility in Ukraine?
You mean we have 300 and some of those? Yeah. I mean, that's a big rabbit trail, AC. We might have talked backstage.
I know that's a big rabbit trail.
That would be a backstage topic because that'll
we're not going down that rabbit trail and having Miss Autumn's channel.
No.
But, yeah, because they're hair trigger right now.
I know that.
Because but I think that they're dripping out. I think they've been dripping out what we've been saying for 2+ years is what we keep seeing, and I think they're telling on themselves right now.
Well, that's because we're being able to see it now, finally. And I'll tell you what, like I said, I went to the Walmart and I was at the meat counter, and the two guys back behind there, they were young guys, and the scale didn't work. Neither of them did. And they goes, I don't know what's wrong with these. I said, Putin did it. And then we started talking. And I mean, when the meat guys behind at Walmart, young 20-year-old dudes know more about what's going on now, it's getting out.
Yeah.
Right. Wow,
but
Marcy.
I'm going to say this now. And I'm figuring a lot of people probably vote for a certain group, but neither political party is innocent in this.
We know.
Teach.
I'm what you call an anarchist. I don't vote. I think I am well enough in my mind to take care of my own business. I don't need someone governing or mind controlling me. I'm good. So I don't vote. If you vote for the lesser of two evil, you got to remember you're still evil voting.
Yeah, true.
Right, and I hate it when people say that.
But wouldn't Donald Trump be the lesser of two evils?
Pardon?
Wouldn't have Donald Trump in 2016 and even in 2020 been the lesser of two evils?
Well, I can't even answer that because we don't know. I don't think he did us any favors while he was there. I mean, it was a big show. If you didn't notice, what they screamed at Donald Trump that he was doing is exactly what they did. And
that's what they've been doing.
Yeah.
That's what they've been doing, yeah.
And from my understanding is he didn't want to be this guy, the destroyer of the country, because he wants to be loved. So he let this go ahead and go and let Uncle Buddy there, stagger around the world stage as our fearless leader.
Fearlessly.
I'm not really happy
I
with
think
his
Joe
evil butt
Biden
either.
is. I'm going to say this. I think Joe Biden is scared. Scared poopless. I'm not gonna watch my language. I'm trying to be nice. He's scared poopless. When he went to meet the Pope, that's why that entire thing happened.
Hey, did you hear? I heard a joke somebody told me. She might still be in here. She said, "Did you hear? Big Joe is in the hospital with a incurable disease. Yeah, he can't stop Putin."
Did Lucy Honors tell you that one?
I thought Fancy Truth told me that, but I might have told that to her. I can't remember. Geez, with all this news coming in my head back and forth, getting ripped around, I don't even know what day it is half the time.
Tinfoil Brad says she has a backroom conversation for us.
Well, come on in here, girl.
Come on up.
You can come backstage. Anybody can, you guys. I just come on because I want to keep my friend company and I like to talk.
And you are appreciated, Marcy.
And plus, I get to see angry conservative right next to me.
I'm the thorn. I need what Autumn needs to do is put me in the middle, and I'll say something.
Yeah, you'll be the Oreo cookie filling.
Nope. I'm not even gonna go there.
I just did it.
Good job, Autumn. I'm the prick between two roses.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what you can do. Anarchy's here. Hi, Anarchy Television. It's amazing.
Wingnut. I know him as Wingnut.
Wingnut, yep.
Yeah. Well, let's see. We'll take a few more pieces of that, and then we'll just have you guys finish out with the commentary and final words on that. But yeah, so because I don't want to go into this entire thing, because I think it's pretty long. It's a 13-minute read, but this maybe it'll give you some insight on what they're doing. You know, as I'm scrolling down, I see mocktails in progress. They're telling you guys what the heck. You know, it's just, why do they need, why? It's like they're torturing everything, every living cell and creature on God's green earth. Is that too much? Is that too much? I'm just saying, were animals really put here for us to be chasing them and lassoing them down and send them out to college?
Animals were put here for us to eat. Animals were put here for us to eat.
And you're not supposed to be torturing them, no. And you're not supposed to be blaming. I think this is for culling, for some kind of spiritual, they get something spiritually from sacrificing large amounts of animals or something. I don't know. They don't want us out in the woods hunting either to feed ourselves, because then we won't be as scarable and easy to, mess with our minds.
Here's the thing, to your point, Marcy. If they want us all reduced to eating eating less meat, then why not? That's one way of just go out here and just start tagging and infecting animals with things that you don't know whether what they've been tagged for.
But the thing about it, they also know. I grew up on a farm. I know how to get rid of with a lot of stuff in an animal. I've been doing it most of my life, and my body's used to that kind of stuff.
What I'm saying is they want us under their control. So the less things there's out there to eat for us in the wild, the better for them. That's what I think the whole thing's about. That's just my opinion, though.
You're right.
Holy smokes. Okay, so there I had myself muted. But yeah, Marcy, I'm on the same length as you on that. Like, we're not with food shortages, let's just go ahead and make sure that there's nothing else that you can pull that you can get out of the sky and there's no game hunting available, or let's just reduce that or make people afraid of what that might spread, or I don't know.
A lot of these old people, they believe what they say. I mean, they repeat the nonsense, and I'm just going, what the heck? Turn that TV off. They lie.
And they say it like it's the gospel, yeah, they just say it like they believe that more than the gospel.
I'm not gonna ask you two ladies, and even the chat. Do you think legacy media is destroying itself?
Yes.
And with what I mean with legacy media, like the Washington Post, CNN, MSNBC, and all of them.
Because see, these guys believe their own propaganda and rhetoric. They really believe that us people are stupid, and that it's their job to tell us what's real and what's not. And more people are waking up to this because these tricks aren't working. They're getting busted left and right now, and it's bringing more people in to going, wait a minute, this ain't right. But see, do you know about the Albert Pike letters, AC?
Yes.
All right, that's what the last World War is, exactly what's going on here right now. It's starvation. It's no clean water to drink. It's black against white. It's Jew against Gentile. It's Muslim against
Marcy. It's been what I was teaching on for the last couple of months.
Yeah, and they're bringing them all in. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what people.
Yeah, that book too, of course. That was the same. They were in the same era, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and these are the people that the power, the money bags, the childs, they put up there, and they gave them the money. They're their patrons. They gave that guy the money to write that book that you're going to do a book review on. The Rothschilds did.
I know that.
So, I mean, they didn't just come up with this plan yesterday. Okay, this has been in the works forever.
It's been in the works since way before I was even thought of.
No, you weren't even. No, I wasn't even.
None of us were really thought of at the time.
I wasn't even around then.
And ain't you older than dirt, Marcy? And this is why I love the lady. She is like our oracle around here, and I can joke with her like I am, but I get a lot of knowledge from this woman.
Well, here's the thing. My Bible, inside it says if you got some gray in your hair, you better wear that stuff proudly.
Hey, if you see something, say something.
If I let my beard grow, I can actually have gray in it.
Dirt, Marcy, I say yes, I am. I'm that smart, dude. So don't mess with me.
Don't mess with me.
Well, see, that's the thing, Marcy. When you say you have the gray hair like that, it says you see something, say something. You've seen some things, haven't you, Marcy?
I have, and this gray came here the past 2 years.
Well, you guys are really breaking me up. I'm telling you. But I want to go through and have you guys give your. I want to say something about. I want to get your guys' take. This is our final piece on this segment. What is your guys' take on the thing that people the crap heard around the world?
Oh, this
the slap. Yeah. What is that?
Well,
Start with who?
what's his name's face from the side as he got slapped was like this.
Eh,
So that's
I-
what I think it was.
Honestly,
Okay.
I think it was just to try to distract people from what's actually going on in the world, because they are the way I'm going to say this, the political establishment is running scared. The political establishment is running scared because they know people are watching. They know people are seeing what they've been doing for decades.
Well, like they did everything to show us, right? We would have to be under rocks not to see this. I believe too that it was because this show is nobody gives a crap about these kind of people anymore. We're tired of them. It's like we're just like, we don't want to see you cracking each other on the bum and the back and oh boy and attaboying each other with your billions of dollars while we don't have nothing. And we're sick of seeing you flying around. And they've had the lowest viewing audience forever. I heard it was like down to 6,000. And
Wow.
so now the next day after the slap that was felt around the world, everybody was talking about him, and we're still talking about him.
Yeah, I agree. Well, the thing I wanted to say is that I think that I'm saying this because unfortunately you have many people that allow the stars to direct their fate and they follow everything that they do. I think this is another example because they know the importance. Some people are stuck on symbolism, even if it's wrong. Oh, well, because he's doing it, I'm going to do it. I just think it's, they took two black guys and let them lead by one person smacking each other on a stage. I think everybody knows that you go from the Cosby Show, the Black family example, the Cosby Show to Will and Jada Smith. That I mean, that's pretty much the antithesis of wholesome and complete, right? So I just think it's more of a mockery of anybody.
I think you're onto something there, my dear, because they have a new fresh Prince of Bel-Air out, and everybody has a problem. Like,
is that right?
Yeah, everybody's got some social justice warriors, dream each life. And I don't know. I thought I heard well, it might still be African American people, but I thought I heard them say it was white, like hillbillies or something now.
No, they're still black.
Well, and I haven't seen, all these remakes and mimics and all these things, but I do know that, the family structure doesn't stand a chance. It's already weak. But then you get these people up here and allow them to smack each other around and use all these, obscenities and things that you don't typically hear. You don't typically hear in the regular, on stage. It just, to me, part of it seemed scripted, and then part of it, seemed like it was a little bit that there was some level of authenticity to it, that it was real. Somebody's feelings got hurt. I mean, this came from the man who wrote. This is a smack that was felt by the man who wrote Good Hair. Did you guys see Chris Rock's movie on Good Hair? This is a guy that wrote. I'm just saying, it's a mock. They're mocking him. They're mocking the symbolism. They're mocking the ritual. The ritual of hair is a big deal amongst Black people. So they really knew how to twist the knife, because some people are taking it like it's the gospel and it's the most serious thing ever. And I just, people are really invested in this thing. So they knew what they were doing.
I'm glad you said that, though, because I heard that one of the companies that has the mocktail that's big, that starts with a P, ends with an R, they have a new Alapizza.
Really? From that one?
Yes, is coming out. And guess who is the sponsor of the Oscars? PR.
Right. Brought to you by.
And then her that's saying she has
Okay.
alopecia.
Well, here, now that you say that, do you remember during the earlier stages of the CV-19, didn't Milano come out saying that she was losing hair? Like
Yeah,
it was.
that's another thing. And then some of the side effects that are coming out of that, 700-year-old paper, they wanted to show us the side effects from the moxtail, I mean. Yeah, that could be a side effect too.
Uh-huh.
So see, it wasn't just a smack.
Right. It was loaded. It was it was
Wait,
loaded.
It was the next play in their playbook. Everybody's going to lose their now.
Right, and they won't even recognize it because they're so caught up in, oh, he just disrespected. She was disrespected, and I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
she was not. And when is the last time that they don't roast? Have
But
you guys heard of Hollywood roasts? I mean, everybody's
But
heard of them.
Here's the ticker. Whatever happened to, a woman can do anything that a man can do. If she wants to wear a crew cut, she chose that.
Yeah,
I think she
could've
chose
worn
that
it.
hair. I mean, I think she actually can pull off anything because I think she has the face, she has
She
the
does.
bone structure to pull
Yeah.
off any amount of hair. I've even seen people going around with the fully shaved heads right about now. I've seen that. And some people can do it, but I know that I can't
No, I
because
can't
I have my
either.
dad's jawline.
I can't either, but some people do look nice with no hair. And it's like that's what the job of the host of those awards is, to crack jokes all night like that. That's how it's always.
But Chris Rock wasn't actually the host. It was 3 women that hosted the Oscars this year.
Oh, he was one of them though.
He was just a presenter.
Well, still, he's a comedian. That's
I know
But
that.
to me, but it just seems like I thought he gave more. It was more of a from what I took it as. Okay, he's actually giving you a one up to, like, did he say we're rocking with what GI Jane or something like?
Yep.
And Demi Moore did a wonder. I thought she didn't look bad with the crew with her hair cut that low. Some people can do that, but I'm just saying it's just like everything they do, they have to contradict themselves just to create outrage.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's ridiculous.
But the thing about it, I honestly think they're thinking next year they'll actually be able to have more viewers. That's what they're trying to do. Because people might watch a little bit of it to see if another actor does what Will Smith does. Just my opinion.
Mhm.
Oh, but it just seems like it's just. I'm saying it's degrading, it's demoralizing, and it's poor that they've got to stoop to this level to try to do that when people are already full of debauchery and doing totally derelict kind of things are going on already. How many for a few more views? Nobody's going to remember this to me by this time next year. The American public and their minds are fickle for the most part. The sheep are fickle in the mind.
Yeah.
Something else will come up and they'll forget all that. Oh, do you remember what happened last year? No, I don't think that slap hurt. It was heard that loud around the world. I think it fizzled. It fizzled and they just needed to keep it up. By talking about it.
I tell all the kids, whenever I see any kids, I have to be around kids. I say, look, I'm Grandma Marcy, and you keep your hands to yourself. Okay? If you touch somebody else and you get punched back, well, that's your problem because you did it and I'm not going to help you. So everybody, keep your hands to yourself. So I agree, Autumn. No. That was not a good role model at all.
No, but to me, they know that. They know that, and they know that they can appeal to the emotions of the black community or African Americans. That's what they play on. They play on emotions, they play on the symbolism, and that's how they get a reaction. out of people. That they're targeting a very specific group of
I
people.
agree 100% with you, girl. I know they target our audiences.
And they study people.
I mean, if you guys don't realize this, even in like say, well, in magazines even, you'll have the same cover. It'll have the same girl on there, let's say Beyonce. But in Sweden, she's going to show up as really light, probably lighter than I am. But when they selling it that same thing over in the darker country, she's dark. And they do this purposefully. They do this with all the magazines, with the newscasters, right down to the newscasters. They will put people that look like who's in that neighborhood where that news is going off.
Sort of like politicians.
Yeah,
The perfect example is in 2016, Hillary Clinton goes on. Autumn probably's heard of this because she is black. The Breakfast Club. And Hillary does an interview with them and says she carries hot sauce in her purse.
I carry hot sauce in my purse, but I ain't Hillary.
But Autumn, who's the Breakfast Club? What color skin do them people have?
It's like three quarters black, and I'm not sure the other guy's background. Maybe he is too. I don't know. I only follow these people every now and then, but I think they're majority New York and the hip hop. You know, they're radio personalities. Let's put it like that. I don't want to oversell them because they don't deserve it.
Yeah, but I know all this crap too, AC, because I got sons that are young. And they listen to all that. I know all that crap too. Plus, I look for everything.
But her going on there, and she's trying to play up the stereotype of black people using hot sauce on their freaking chicken. And I'm like, why do that? That's going to be on the internet the rest of your life and probably longer than your life.
Well, here's the ticker on this, okay? I remember not too long ago, Will and Jada being very upset with the committees because Will Smith had not received, he didn't receive his Golden Globe in the past. So why would they use this particular one to do this? I'm just saying, like, maybe I'm overthinking.
I'm gonna say this now. Autumn, I know this isn't you and a lot of black people that watch you. The mindset is still on that plantation.
Oh, sure.
That's my honest opinion. They still have the mindset of the plantation.
Elaborate on that, AC.
What I'm actually saying is you can take a person and raise them outside of a plantation, outside of slavery, but they still have that mindset that these people have done something for us, and their mindset will always be there. Because LBJ, when he signed the Civil Rights Act, he said a quote. I'm not going to say the exact quote because I don't believe in the man. But he said, I'll have black people voting for the Democratic Party for 200 years.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that quote. And I also know that people, I also am familiar. I do believe that Jada and Will Smith have their own, they do have some of their own, they have their own production, company. They have their own brand. And I don't think most people know about that. But I do know that these people are controlled by liberals. They're controlled by white liberals. So I feel like they'll do whatever they're told to do in order to get that extra bump, and to me, they're just playing a role. It's just a game. It's all for theater. It's all for show. Nobody's really hurt about what actually happened. To me, these people are acting for a living.
Exactly.
If you act for a living, you don't really come out of that. Mm-mm. Not in real life, not even do a good job. Right. So and I just want to go. Uncool's here. Hi, Uncool Paranoia. And Joseph Francis Burton.
Yeah, I love the question that he asked in the chat. Yes, LBJ actually said that in a private conversation. The historian that wrote his book that had full access to the man actually said he said this after he signed the Civil Rights Bill.
So
Man.
we have a bunch of people that have come into the house. So yeah, I mean, and the only reason that I brought that up is because I think that, like many times, you know, I think most people, whether they're black or minorities or they're sheep or they're liberals or wherever you come from, you know, people miss the big picture on these things. They really want to get into the emotional part. Is the low hanging fruit of it all. And that's exactly where most people went. And that's where they're going to stay until next year, if they really give a damn about this stupid slap, you know.
The slap heard around the world.
I mean, I tell you, the senior citizens were reacting more to this thing than I think.
Can I ask you something?
No.
Myself?
Autumn?
Sure.
Autumn, do you think that, I'm not going to use a quote from, I don't know if you've watched him yet, because I gave you the link to Ricky Manor. Are you a black woman or are you a melanated woman?
I'm neither of those. I don't like these boxes and these little, oh, make me this, Matt, put me in here. I don't want black on the front of my name. I don't want African American on the front of my name. I don't want melanated on the front of my name. I don't want any of that. I'm a human being first, okay? And all that other stuff, I don't care about any of that other stuff. That, to me, those are control mechanisms to me. And a lot of people can't get past that. I don't thrive off of any of that. It's not going to make or break me. They don't give me an option whether I can put that on. I'll mark other. Mark me as other. Because if Joe Biden defines what it means to be black, how good could it be?
And I'm not gonna ask you this. Didn't you just have a birthday?
I did.
Wasn't it Friday when I was gone?
Yeah.
Probably.
I will say this now. Happy belated birthday, sweetheart.
Well, I appreciate it very much. Thank you. It was a very interesting birth. It was an interesting birthday. But yeah, I just don't, you know, I don't know. I don't know. First of all, I just think that I don't know. I don't like the way words are like just kind of just there. To me, black, to me, it takes a lot of different shades to get to black. It does.
Mm-hmm.
And there's you can find black in a lot of other shades too. The spectrum is too wide. But it also, to me, I don't think black has always meant the same thing over in history. I don't think, and most people don't realize, what are you calling yourself? I mean, what does that mean? What does that attribute actually mean? And who controls it?
Here's what I say. In the Bible, it says God made them male and he made them female.
Mm-hmm. That's what should really matter. He doesn't say who's who.
And Joseph's coat of many colors, I believe, was an analogy of the colors of skin underneath Lord God Almighty, all his children. Every one of us are his children. I mean, there's even a song written about it. Red and yellow, black and white, they are precious in his sight. So that's Joseph's coat of many color. I believe, people that define people with color and all that, it's like, we're people. We're all the same. We all have red blood. We all
Actually, it's more like purple. It just comes out when it hits the air red.
Angry, I'm going to come over to your house tonight and get you.
And yes, people, me and her do this a lot. Me and her will tease each other.
You're our brother. We love you. You know that.
I know that. And we just have fun. but you'll have to catch me first. You don't know exactly where I live.
I don't, but I told you I have my broom. Remember, I said I had a butterfly net too. I'm gonna
Hey,
get
can
him
I
with
borrow-
my butterfly
Marcy,
net.
can I borrow your broom? Because it'd probably be a lot cheaper than running a car right now.
Exactly. I gotta fly to Washington D.C., but on my way back, I'll stop by and drop it off for you, buddy.
All right, thank you. Oh, for
So yeah, I really appreciate you guys, so much for coming on. And I don't deal a whole lot in some of these and some of this to me some of these
the
issues with the cliches or the pop culture or
the baloney.
I just don't, because I just think that so many people want to. I just think that people minimize who they are when they just start talking about about color and just because we're all in many cases. Most people are multicultural, and even if we don't know to what extent we are. I don't have my lineage.
Melting pot.
I don't have my lineage down to a T. Like some people know exactly what their lineage is, but I have to fill out on my applications whether I'm Black, non-Hispanic, or white in this country, and I still think that's not the way we should be going. If they want to make things equal, they'll stop referring to us.
I put other down. I always do, because it says, are you white? Are you non-Hispanic? Are you Black? Are you Asian? So I write other.
You know what I usually put it? When I do a job application, when I put other, you know what I put?
What?
American.
I'm an American.
I'm an American. That's what I am.
But I just think that many of these things are for
that's beautiful. Uncool.
Uncool gave us a wonderful set of scriptures that we can look at.
But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or his height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not a man as a man seeth. That's right. He sees our heart.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I just busted out right there. He sees
you did wonderful.
He doesn't see us. And honestly, these bodies are not us. These are our prisons. What is us is light that's inside of us. So we're all light beings, actually. I can't wait to meet you guys in your glorified bodies. I'm going to be like, is that you, Autumn? And you're going to go, Mercy, is that you? Oh my God. You were hiding all that under all them wrinkles?
Wow. That's it. Uncool comes back with looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Thank you.
And the Lord.
Uncool. And let's see. And Uncool also comes back and says, sorry, PooTube wouldn't let me share the whole thing. Are you kidding me?
The 200 word limit, the 200 letter character limit.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. I'm at a loss for words.
Why did they make it 300? Why was it 200?
Why can't it be 1,000?
All right.
So what I want to do is have you guys give your final words on this evening's. We had our military. We had our military update on those that are interested in serving under this administration / regime, and we had almost like a
honking cars for mother country.
Right.
Honking cars for another. Yeah.
For another mother country.
There you go.
The original mother country.
Exactly. That's where Ukraine comes from. That's why it's so stupid. Americans are silly. They don't understand nothing. If you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. And I'm going to use a quote from my friend Autumn. Read.
Reading is still fundamental, even though I don't have
fundamental.
a
it's
PSA. It's fun
Go
too.
ahead and read, and you guys, we're going. I think we're on the way. The baby's head is crowning, as far as I can see, and it's like every minute it just keeps on elevating to something different and something new. So we are commanded to love one another as He has loved us, and to lift each other at this time. And when you see someone falling down, go ahead and lift them back up again. Smile. Sometimes somebody might just need a smile, or they might just need a little bit of love. And you don't know what's on their mind. And when you call them up and you say, "Hey, I love you. I was thinking about you." You might save somebody's life, actually, at this time. We're living in a hard time. Autumn has brought up a lot of things tonight that are hard to swallow, but together we can do it. We'll figure this out. And if we keep going forward and not look back anymore, we're going to be able to do this, you guys. People are waking up. Let's just hold each other up and keep talking the truth. Love you guys. Right on. Thank you, Autumn. You're
so welcome, Marcy.
I love you. Me and Autumn are sisters.
Yes, we are.
But
Thank you, Marcy
I
T.
told her she calls me Mama Sister. Sister Mama.
Sister Mama.
Mama Sister. All right, love you guys. I'll still be here.
Okay. Thank you, Marcy T. Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank
that was
you.
Marcy T. Love to her. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. And we have Angry Conservative. Angry, what's your final word for us on this evening?
That if you actually want to look into what's actually going on, don't take the mainstream media, because they're going to lie to you. They've been lying to us for a lot longer than I've been alive. And there's a quote that I have on my Facebook page. Those who know nothing about history are doomed forever to repeat it.
Amen.
So, if you don't know your history, please come over, subscribe to my channel. I'm not really on YouTube right now. Come subscribe to my channel, because I am teaching the history that needs to be taught. With a lot of things that have happened in the past, I see it today. Like next Sunday at 5 o'clock Central Time, I am going to be doing a certain book. If you want the book, go to angryconservative.net and you'll actually be able to see what book I'm actually doing. But thank you, Autumn, for letting me come up and share.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Angry. I really appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for sharing. All right, guys. So what we're going to do is I want to thank everybody for coming on. And thank you so much, Angry Conservatives, as well as Marcy T, for joining us on The Perfect Storm.
Perfect.
All right, guys. I just want to thank you guys so much again for tuning in, and everybody that was able to join us tonight. So we'll go from the top here. I'll say thank you to Marcy T, of course, and Angry Conservative for coming on and always supporting us. And we have Fancy Truth. Thank you so much for coming in. You guys are blessing us with your presence and for coming in. Tinfoil Brat, thank you so much for coming in. All the ladies. Luciano. Thank you, Luciano. I really appreciate it. Am I missing someone else? Uncool Paranoia was here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And Daddy Days was here. Thank you so much. He says, all love from Iraq. And thank you so much, Angry Conservative, as well as Jermaine G was here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Let's see, who else do we have here? Two Hats was here. Thank you, Two Hats, for coming in. I really appreciate it. And Zero the Infinite Renewed. Zero the Infinite Renewed. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. Pre-dem was here. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you guys for contributing. And Disavowed Podcast. Thank you for coming in. Anarchy Television was here. It's always nice to see you guys. Joseph Francis Burton. Joseph Francis Burton said, for the life of me, I'd never heard of Jada Pinkett Smith before last week. Oh my gosh. And he also goes on to say that, remember, Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction during the Super Bowl halftime. It did not affect the ratings one bit. All that outrage does not matter. Teach. Thank you, Joseph Francis Burton. You never disappoint us around here. Thank you so much. Rating for award shows have been tanking for years for many reasons. People are not going to tune in next year hoping to see a brawl. Yeah, I'm in the same vein that you're in. And Mindy B, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Ambassador of Faith 101. Thank you guys so much. And let's see. We're going to be saying so long here in just a second. Let's see, Marcy T. And thank you guys so much. Two Hat says, doubt the Iron Republic can even be found. All right, guys, I really appreciate you as always. So stay tuned. We're about to go into another week. And I'm sure I'll see you guys around on either, dare I say, on Black Spring Mobile. Black Spring Mobile, or of course, I'll see you probably back around here in studio. Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys around, and have a great start to your week. And keep in mind, if you're interested in the BS, the backstage, the first backstage event to come, I'll be announcing a date for that. But if you have interest, I will certainly send you a link for that. You don't have to sign up per se, but you would have to at least submit your actual email address so that you can receive a link for the first one at least. And then from there on, I'll do like a blast so you can continue to at least know when they are, and then you can tag on if you like. And the first one will be a 411. We kind of talked about that on some level. So I want to say good night to everyone. Thank you, Tinfoil Brat, as well as Mindy B. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. So have a great evening, a great Monday.